On Christopher's Kitchen, from time to time, we like to bring you recipes you probably wouldn't think about doing at home because, frankly, you're scared you'll mess it up. Well, this is one of those moments here. It's grilled pizza, which seems to be very volatile to a lot of people, but we're in the time of year when grilling out is certainly popular, and grilled pizza is not something people ought to be afraid to try.
No, I tell you what, I want to try to show people things that they can do at home, and this is a little bit adventurous, but it really is great. Now, this is not, if you're having this is not for a pizza party with the kids or anything like that. You know, call the guys that are good at that to deliver that to your house. This is for a nice sit-down dinner. This is a gourmet sort of wood-fired pizza that you can do right at home. So it's straightforward. It's simple. The hardest part is the dough. And if you get through that, if you can get through this and make the dough, if you can work with dough pretty easily, you'll have no problems with this recipe. Otherwise, if you don't really want to make the dough, there are companies out there that will sell you dough. Like I know that Double Dave's here in town does sell pizza dough if you want to do that. All right, Mike, what we need first to start the dough is yeast. So we have in here 1 package of yeast. We have 1 tablespoon of sugar and a ½ teaspoon of salt. So I've got some hot tap water here. Going to mix that up with the sugar.
Important to mix it with a hot.
Must be hot tap water. If you use boiling water, it will kill the yeast. If you use too much salt, it'll kill the yeast. If you don't have enough sugar, it won't. So I've tested this recipe, and this dough recipe works. Now I'm going to set this on my stove. This shelf stays warm, and that's where that yeast needs to stay in a kind of a warm environment. All right, Mike, you can see now our yeast. You can see that's really foamy. That's what you're looking for there. See that nice foam there? Just like that. We're going to stir that around. And we're ready to make our dough. Add this yeast to our dough. I've got 2 cups of flour there. I'm going to add a tablespoon, a heaping tablespoon. So just when it starts to pour over, I'm going to dump it. Tablespoon of olive oil, just like that. And I'm going to stir that around. And I'm going to take another ½ cup of hot water, put that in there, and that's the recipe for dough. Put our dough right there. Now I'm going to use that 1/3 cup, Mike, to dust my hands and get this just so the dough doesn't stick.
Easier to work.
Right. I want to point out that I am using bread flour here that has a higher gluten content, which makes a much better bread dough, much better pizza dough. So now I'm just folding this dough over and pushing it in with my heel. What I'm doing is developing the gluten in the flour. Once the gluten is developed in the flour, it begins to stretch. And once a dough stretches, it can then encapsulate air bubbles. And that's what makes a dough rise. I'm going to put a little bit more flour in the bottom of that bowl. Make a nice bun shape. Put that in the bottom of the bowl. And we are going to cover that and put it over the stove for about 45 minutes. All right, Mike, after about 45 minutes to an hour, probably not much more than 45 minutes, your dough is going to look like this. Okay, it's well expanded. I'm just going to take that out, put that on the cutting board. Now for this recipe, this is enough dough probably for 3 pizzas, so I'm going to cut it in thirds. Okay.
So as small as that is, that's plenty for 1 pizza.
Yes, that is correct. That's how we really want to do a very, very thin crust. And I just start moving the dough around like this. Now you see how pliable that is? It's just perfect right now. What you want to do really is prepare your pizza onto a surface that you can slide it onto the grill. Okay? And in order for it to slide off, you need ball bearings. In this case, we're using cornmeal. Okay? Do not use ball bearings.
That's right.
Use cornmeal. For those of you that have ball bearings available.
And leave them in the garage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we want to prepare our pizza dough on this surface right here. So we're going to put that right on top of there. Now, your goal is to get this dough as thin as possible without tearing it. Now, that's going to be thin enough. Now, I'm just going to do a little decorative fold here to make a crust of the pizza. I'll place my finger down, fold the dough over. Place my finger down, fold the dough over. See that? Just like that. Move on to the next one, just like that. We're going to go all the way around to do that. Now, I'm going to use about a ½ cup of this tomato sauce. This tomato sauce is from a previous recipe that we've done. It's just Roma tomatoes cooked with salt, olive oil, a little pepperoncini, and basil. Use about a ½ cup of that. Not as much sauce as you might think. And you also want to spread that all the way to the ends. You ever had a pizza that you just got crust? It's no fun. Then we're going to take our fresh mozzarella, which we discussed in our last episode there. You can find this in a lot of grocery stores. The fresh is absolutely, the fresh mozzarella is absolutely the best. It's not that white plastic-looking stuff. This is fresh, very milky mozzarella. I'm going to put some some country ham here. I use just the best ham you can find, I think. We don't wash mushrooms. We either brush them with a vegetable brush and just remove the outside stuff. Now for this recipe, I'm putting on a few Kalamata olives. Okay, these don't have any seeds in them. And here's the secret ingredients, okay? All other pizzas will taste the same. This is something called herbes de Provence, okay? This is the herbs from the south of France. There's many different types out there. Make sure that the one that you choose has lavender in it. Those are the little purple flowers. And this just makes the pizza. I mean, it's just awesome. Put a little bit of olive oil on the top to let that cook. And we are going to go straight to the grill with that. In order to cook this pizza, you need some clay bricks. I bought these from Sears. These are made for your grill at home. These are Italian bricks. They have a little metal tray. Very inexpensive, but man, what a flavor they give. All right, Mike, now we're going to put those ball bearings to work that we put on there. You see I can slide that pizza? That's exactly what we're looking for. I'm going to see our bricks there are nice and hot. And I'm just going to start that and slide that pan out of the way. We're just going to close that and leave it for about 20 minutes. Okay, our pizza's ready. You can see the cheese is bubbling. The sauce is bubbling. The color is just about right. Could have that a little bit darker, but I'm ready to take this off now because I'm hungry. Okay, so I'm just going to take this off. Look how that just comes right off. Comes right off there. Great. All right, here we go, Mike. Right off the grill. This sort of a wood flavor because we did it on our barbecue grill. It's got a nice, almost a smoky flavor. Sometimes I actually even throw in some wood chips down there with the fire to make it go. So just the way I finish this, I put a little bit more olive oil on top, a little cracked pepper probably, and I'll just do a little parsley here for color. And this is great as an appetizer or a meal.
A lot of people might be scared to try the grilled pizza at home, but it's an easy recipe as you see. And if you would like to access the recipe to this, all you have to do is go to the website at kbtx.com, access the food page. The recipe will pop up for you, and you'll have it there for a wood-fired or grilled pizza. Christopher, thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
All right, for Christopher's World Grill and Christopher Lampo, that's it for Christopher's Kitchen for this go-round. I'm Mike Wright.